What? Bang!
Whoa! Wrestling podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep screwed rep.
Yeah!
Woo! Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable!
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty! I said WWE stands for! It's me, Austin! I will never retire!
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping far too much money every single season, every year for the latest and greatest wrestling video games? Stop immediately. Put that cash back in your pocket. Go to Wrestler Unstoppable, available totally free online. All you got to do is go to their website, app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. Sign up today. You can create a wrestler, sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, all included in Wrestler Unstoppable, available totally free. Again, the website is app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. If you want to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, want your name in the shout-outs like my good buddy John down in Texas. John, love giving you that shout-out. Then the best way to do that is pop over to our Patreon page. Now, look, there's multiple tiers. You can pop in on the free tier. They'll just notify you every time we put up something new. Or if you want to contribute any dollar amount, you get put into the shout-outs. If you want to become a member that gets the opportunity to co-host with me, a $15 a month contribution will get you to host a show with myself. $7.50 a month enters you into a drawing to also co-host with me. I'd love to co-host with some of y'all, so please give us some support on Patreon. It helps keep the lights on for the podcast and lets us continue to bring you content. That being said, welcome to this episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you've got questions, comments, something you want me to talk about in a future episode, whatever it is, the best way to let me know is the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line, 267-642-1160. I will get to those questions, comments, or whatever it is in a future episode. Tonight, we are going to be bouncing all around the world of pro wrestling because there's so many different things to talk about. I almost feel frustrated that I have to cover this first thing, but yet another Bayley update. And this one comes from both WWE side of things and AEW side of things. So apparently, Bayley does have a contract offer out there from WWE to stay with the company. She has not made up her mind yet. Her contract, that's the other thing, it's confusing. If you listen to Wrestling Observer Radio and you hear Brian Alvarez talking and Dave Meltzer, they seem to have the belief. Meltzer, I believe, thought that the contract was up in October, whereas Alvarez thought it was in January. I don't know when her contract is up, but I find it wildly interesting that WWE still has a contract offer out there that creates the possibility for her to return, especially when you factor in her recent tweeting on X about, All In and the workout montage with Mercedes Moné and things like that. It's very interesting. And now from the AEW side of things, executives and backstage people in AEW were said to be very shocked and surprised at her tweets because they know that she is currently under contract and there is absolutely no chance for her to appear in any kind of capacity at All In, despite the fact that she used a song called All In as the backdrop music for the video she put up. So very confusing stuff. Is this just Bayley trolling the fans? Which, if that's the case, I love it. I find it thoroughly hilarious. If this is some other situation, maybe WWE letting her out of her contract early, whatever it is, that would be wildly interesting too. Can you imagine if she showed up at All In? Again, I don't think there's even a 1% chance that happens. I think she's under contract at least until October. So I think All In is out for this year. Moving on from there, if you listen to Busted Open Radio, one of the things that I always love is when somebody gets frustrated and really goes at it, invents their information, gives their perspective, and sometimes, even though I'm not the biggest fan of his personality in real life, on the show, he gives great insight in some things, and that would be Bully Ray talking about the booking of LA Knight from Monday Netflix Raw is what I've been saying lately. Let's stick with that. When you see LA Knight a week ago going toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns, he looked like a main event talent. He spoke like a main event talent. Bully Ray pointed out today that there was no follow-up to that this week, that he was talked down to by Jacob Fatu. At the end of the promo, when Fatu hit all his taglines, LA Knight looked like he was like a deer in headlights almost. He just took it all, the tongue lashing, and did nothing about it. Especially when you think about it, and this, just put this together in your brain. There's a storyline angle right now where nobody in the bloodline is allowed to touch him except Roman. So LA Knight should have been going off in this segment. He should have been saying whatever he wanted to say because Jacob can't touch him. But he didn't. He sat there and took it. And he looked like a punk for doing it. You take a guy who, like, oh my goodness, how many times are the fans going to jump behind this guy as a top-tier talent only to have him squashed, basically, by the fact that they book him in such terrible, terrible segments? And why wasn't he on the show in a bigger capacity? Why didn't he come down in the main event? Why aren't we seeing a lot of things? Heck, in that show, let's be honest, we didn't see Roman, but we didn't see Seth, we didn't see LA Knight actually do anything. There's so many people we're not seeing do anything of substance right now. Why? And Oba didn't get physical. So, and really, Braun Breaker didn't really get physical either. It's like, all your top stars aren't doing anything. That, to me, hurts the product. I didn't hate the show, but I have to agree with Bully Ray. There was no follow-up, and it's just, it makes Knight look like an upper mid-carder at best, not a main eventer, following up on a week where he looked like a bona fide stud. From there, let's jump over to the, let's call it the independent scene. It's not really, but let's call it that. The New Day, formerly Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, now just going by Kofi and Austin Creed, have officially been announced for the Chris Jericho Rockin' Rager at Sea. They will be on the cruise, and I think this is, most people will assume this is like a precursor to them going to AEW. I think a lot of people have expected them the whole time to go to AEW. But the fact that they're announced for the Rager before going to AEW, I almost feel like that pulls a little bit of excitement away from their arrival in AEW. Now, I get it. The cruise isn't for a little while yet. But you have All In and All Out both before then. And I'm sure they're probably going to show up at one of those two shows. The problem I have is just by announcing the Rager means you've taken away some of the excitement, because anybody who was questioning whether they were coming or not now basically has had the, for sure had the cat out of the bag, and now they're just waiting for the formality. And I don't really love the way that plays out. I really wish they had held off on this until after All In, at least, just so we could, if they are coming out at All In, they could have really shocked the crowd and had that big moment. Let's talk about shocking stuff. I shouldn't be. The guy's an egomaniac. The Rock, in the news today, wants to start a music career. Are we serious? This guy who's already, he's been a wrestler, he's a film star, he's been an athlete in football, he's done all these things, he's got all these other side ventures and businesses, his alcohol, everything. All the stuff that he's involved in, now he wants to get into music. And, for anybody who obviously watches children's movies, he did the song in Moana that he performed. We've heard him sing on Raw a few times. He did do some collaboration with Wyclef and Tech Nine, so he has some experience doing that. But what he was saying in an interview, and I apologize I don't have the source, was that it was when he made a song called Your Dad for his daughters that he felt like the urge to really make a go of this. He referenced that he's all about like real country music, and that would be what he would target. And so he's looking at the options and how to best make this happen, make it a reality. And look, if that's what he wants to do, more power to him. I mean, from the minor samples that we've had, from You're Welcome in Moana to the singing to Vicky Guerrero on Raw when he was mimicking the Eric Clapton stuff, I mean, he could probably sing pretty well, I would imagine. So hopefully not too much auto-tune, because that drives me crazy. But, whatever. Hey, more power to him. If that's what he wants to do, you go, girl. You do your thing. Let's move on to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio has made it clear that he is definitely winding down. He said that he's always trusted his body to tell him when it's time, and his body's starting to tell him that it's time. It's obvious that Rey Mysterio is in the twilight of his career, getting ready to retire, and I'm going to go there, and I shouldn't, because it's going to sound so disrespectful and superficial, but I recently saw a video posted on, I believe, Instagram, of a young man who got a video with Rey Mysterio without his mask on. And just being honest, I felt like time has definitely, obviously time catches up to everybody, but it really hurt. Because the last time we saw Rey without a mask, he was so young. And now this time we see him without a mask, and he's not so young anymore. It's hard for a guy like me, as old as I am, to see that. And it makes me all the more understand why he's thinking of retirement. I really do hope he gets one last really big push right before he goes out. Even if it's in AAA. Give him a run with the Mega Championship. Have him beat Dom or something. But, yeah, it sounds like we're winding it down for Rey Mysterio. And what an incredible career. That guy is obviously, he earned his spot in the Hall of Fame a few years back. And, you know, he's done so much for the industry, revolutionized the industry. Started wrestling, I believe they said it, like 15 years old. Maybe it was 13. I don't know. Really, really young in Mexico. With psychosis often. And, it's going to be sad to see him go, but he's brought some beautiful influence into the business with both Dominic Mysterio and now his daughter Aaliyah going to the Performance Center and getting ready to become a WWE performer. So if that is indeed something in the near future, hey, maybe we'll get another Gunther retirement moment. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And this last thing I got to touch on tonight, it actually grosses me out. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Patrick Clark, former wrestler known as Velveteen Dream in NXT, is going to be making his professional boxing debut on August 29th at a show called Duel Arena in a cruiserweight match at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. And he is going to be he's fighting the host of Pillow Talk. I'm not familiar with the show myself, but the fact that this guy, who, if anybody doesn't remember, he had some very serious allegations levied against him about inappropriate contact with a minor online. A wrestler also came forward, said that he witnessed him grooming a minor and things like that. Just some really distasteful stuff. Things you don't want to hear about anybody in the business. Was released from WWE in 2021. Tried very hard in 2025 to come back. They obviously did not do that. He's had some other legal run-ins, some drug paraphernalia here and there. Got into a physical altercation at a gym where somebody claimed that he bit somebody. So just a lot of strange stuff going on there. And to see him getting an opportunity in another like spectacle event where you're like, I don't know, eating up a spotlight that really people who are involved in some of the things that he's accused of. And again, accused. He obviously hasn't gone to jail for any of them. So maybe he's innocent. He pleads innocent. I don't know. But it just leaves a worrisome feeling in your stomach. You know, I'm a father of 3, and I would not want my kids to see anything that this guy does until I hear an exoneration, not just his claim. And I know that's counterintuitive in the United States where you're innocent until proven guilty, but when you're a parent, you got to protect your kids. You can't take chances. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think these allegations came from nowhere, but I don't know, how much validity there is to them or what the context was or any of that. So in fairness to him, he may be completely innocent and lost his wrestling career for nothing, and I might be upset about him boxing for nothing. But I don't have a way to know that. And there was no major investigation or anything like that, so we probably will never know. And it's just leaves a weird taste in your mouth, Just not something you really want to endorse, you know what I'm saying? That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. We'll run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in our show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, it's easy. I got 3 options for you. I've got from Beezle Games, Sketchy People. Showcase your artistic side in this game from Beezle Games, which is very similar to like a cross between Chutes and Ladders and Pictionary. Or you want to see who's the one who has the most skills to get in and out of the supermarket. If you want to do that, check out a game by Doodle Games called Banani Market. Very cool stuff. And there is another option. Maybe you just want to cruise the cosmos, collecting the relics necessary to go for the final prize. If that's what you're into, you want to grab a copy of Legendary Elements from Fufu Games. All 3 available at thegamecrafter.com. Support local independent game builders just like you support independent wrestling. These are folks trying to make a living using their creativity, and I support that fully, and you should too. If you need some help with your next career decision, maybe you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for whatever the next endeavor is you're looking to go into, check out my website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us tonight. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great one.
Wrestling Podcast.